the battle of the best affordable smartphone of 2016.
In this video, we'll talk about design, fingerprint scanner and processor, camera, storage, and battery life. Hi guys, this is Spidey once again. Join me in this special episode as we compare Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime and OPPO F1s. Okay guys, so before we proceed, let me show you some significant information first before we proceed in the actual comparison. The OPPO F1s was launched in the Philippines in August 3, while the J7 Prime was introduced to us in October 10. Alright, so let's move on to the comparison. Let's take a look first at the design. If you base the competition in terms of design only, it will be very hard for you to decide because both devices are simply beautifully designed. The metal body, the ergonomics. In terms of size, you'll immediately notice that the OPPO F1s requires a bigger hand to hold because it's a little bit bigger than the Galaxy J7 Prime. Both devices are sturdy and they really look similar, including the placement of the buttons. Another difference that you should take note is that the speakers of the J7 is located on the right side, right on top of the power button, while the OPPO F1s is at the bottom of the device. Okay, so up next is the boot up challenge. Alright, up next, let's do an app speed test. Next is the fingerprint sensor test.
In terms of the camera, the J7 Prime rear camera has 13 megapixel but with an opening of 1.5 or 1.9 aperture, while its front camera, the 8 megapixel shooter, has the same opening of 1.9. The OPPO F1s on the other hand has 13 megapixels on the rear with f2.2 aperture, and the front camera has 16 megapixels.
Alright, the most exciting part, the camera shootout. Now in terms of storage, both has the same 32 gigs built-in internal storage, but the Samsung Galaxy J7 has the maximum capacity of up to 256 gig of micro SD support. The OPPO F1s, on the other hand, supports only up to 128GB of external storage. Coming up, the OTG test.
Finally, here's our conclusion. In terms of design, we'll give it to J7 Prime because it fits most of the Pinoy hands. In terms of processor, taking it from somebody that is a casual user just like me, including the fingerprint sensor test, it's hard to decide, so we're giving it a tie. The cameras of J7 Prime and OPPO F1s are real great cameras, but J7 Prime is a little bit ahead because the aperture of 1.9, including the use of the on-screen exposure control. The front camera is won by OPPO F1s. In the storage category, J7 Prime wins over OPPO F1s. The reason is obvious, it's the 256GB micro SD support. Battery life is won by J7 Prime because it lasts longer than the OPPO F1s, but in terms of charging, it would be the OPPO F1s. The other tests that we conducted, such as the app speed test and the boot up challenge, are almost equally performed well by both devices. But we commend the simplicity of the J7 Prime in terms of the operation of the OTG and the fingerprint enrollment. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.